am Ricky, and welcome to today's edition of the Mouse Bites. The Mouse Bites are your latest Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and Universal Orlando news. We are starting off with Star Wars Rise of the Resistance news. Now, for those of you who may remember, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, when it officially opened, it had a virtual queue. And then coronavirus happened, and so when the parks went to this new park pass reservation system, the question was, would Star Wars Rise of the Resistance utilize the virtual queue? The answer to that is now yes. So what happened before? Well, with the virtual queue before, guests would have to get to the park super early in order to be able to obtain a boarding pass and be able to ride the attraction. Now, that was something that I had done. I had successfully gotten into the backup boarding pass process and then actually was able to ride the attraction thank goodness, with the backup boarding pass. But many people who got backup boarding passes did not get to ride the attraction. So you could have been there all day and not been able to ride it, even though you'd gotten there early and had a boarding pass. Granted, it was the standby version of it, but still. So what is going to happen moving forward? Well, what's going to happen is the thing that I actually suggested months ago when all this started. So moving forward, due to the fact that the parks now need to utilize physical distancing, the practice of getting to the parks early to ensure that you get a boarding pass is a thing of the past. So when Disney's Hollywood Studios opens on July 15th, while the virtual queue will still be offered, Disney is going to stagger the times in which the boarding passes are released. That's exactly what I suggested they do. This gives guests the opportunity to obtain a boarding pass throughout the day. So, moving forward, guests will have 3 opportunities to potentially get a boarding pass. The first is at 10 a.m., the second is at 1 p.m., and the third potential time is at 4 p.m. Now, keep in mind, once you get a boarding pass, you will only be able to have one for that day. So you're done once you get that one boarding pass. Also, keep in mind that they will still have the backup boarding pass system in play. So if you get a boarding pass, or if you get there at 10 a.m. and the boarding passes are all sold out for that time, you could potentially get a backup boarding pass and still be okay. So again, we'll see how all this plays out in real time on July 15th, but for now, it's good to know that guests are going to be able to use the virtual boarding pass process. Moving over to Epcot, the Italy Pavilion restaurants are officially going to be open beginning on July 15th. The restaurants won't have their full menus, and they're going to have shortened times that guests can dine, but Via Napoli will be open from noon to 8 p.m. Tutto Italia will be open from 2 to 8 p.m. and Tutto Gusto will also be open from 2 to 8 p.m. Now, let's move on. Disney has actually updated their guidelines to be more specific about what type of mask is acceptable. They have officially now stated that neck gaiters and open chin triangle bandanas are not acceptable, and masks must have at least 2 layers of material. So, if you have a mask, plan accordingly. If you're heading to Walt Disney World, no neck gaiters, no bandanas, at least 2 layers of material. Disney has updated the Disney Park Pass reservation system to allow more reservations for annual pass holders. Now, annual pass holders that are staying at select Disney resorts are now eligible to make theme park reservations for each day of their stay. In addition, annual pass holders are able to make 3 days at a time on a rolling basis. So once you use those theme park reservations, you can then make other reservations for a future date. But before, it was kind of an either or situation. So if you had a reservation, you couldn't make your 3 days and vice versa. So now you have a little bit extra cushion there for making annual pass reservations. Finally, Walt Disney World's 2 Rainforest Cafe locations have reopened at both Disney Springs and Disney's Animal Kingdom. Rainforest Cafe at Disney Springs is open until 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, and the Rainforest Cafe at Disney's Animal Kingdom is open from 10:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. That's going to do it for all the news that I have for you today. The Mouse Bites are sponsored by the Magic for Less Travel. If you'd like to head to a Disney destination, go to themagicforless.com and you can request a free, no obligation quote, and they will be more than happy to assist you. Make sure you follow along with the Mouse for Less on all of our social sites. So you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. And otherwise, we're going to see you the next time on the Mouse Bites. Have a great day, everyone.